Hazel gazed around the store in awe. Thousands of fantastical worlds waited in front of her to explore. Okay, maybe realistically there were a bit fewer than that. At 7 years old, her options were limited to the children's section. But she had already discovered the adventures reading could take her on, and she was excited to explore even further. Her comprehension was growing quickly, as it did at that age, unlocking new doors every day. Jennifer watched her daughter lovingly, delighted by her enthusiasm. Hazel was adorable, with her brown pigtails, honey-colored eyes, and white dress. But what made her wonderful was more than how she looked. Her daughter's inquisitive nature, joy, and a big heart made Jennifer proud. She wished she could spend every single moment with her. Or at least, part of her wished she could. She realized that if she had stayed silent in her marriage, she probably would have been able to spend much more time with Hazel. She would have been able to be a stay-at-home mother if she wanted to. Part of her wanted to. She didn't want to miss out on a single moment of Hazel's life. Another part of her was proud of the work she did outside the home. It wasn't easy being a lawyer, but it was fulfilling most days. She was grateful she was able to pursue her passion and do more outside of her role as a mother. Still, she did her best to make sure it didn't interfere with her job as a parent. These weekly trips to the local bookstore were part of Jennifer's devotion to being a fully involved mother. Every Friday afternoon, Jennifer picked Hazel up from school and took her to the park, beach, just anywhere outside, really. They followed this up with a trip to the bookstore or toy store to treat Hazel to a little something special. Then it was dinner, just the two of them, ice cream and movies afterward. Hazel's father had her every other weekend, though sometimes more frequently if he made plans, or Jennifer was on a particularly busy case. She made sure that before Hazel went off with him, she could be reminded that her mother loved her, even if their setup was a little different than other families. Unfortunately, since her job was so important, Jennifer couldn't just put her phone on silent like she'd like to. She didn't like taking work calls when she wasn't at work, but she'd made the mistake before of ignoring a call that ended up being incredibly important, and that she had regretted not taking. When dealing with such matters, you never know what can make or break a case. She learned it was best not to take that risk. So when Jennifer's phone rang in the bookstore, she hastily answered it. Meanwhile, Hazel continued browsing. She'd wandered over to the books displayed from her favorite series about princesses and pirates. She picked one up that looked especially intriguing and pulled it off the shelf. It was new, one she hadn't read yet. It immediately sucked her in, and she forgot all about her mother on the phone nearby. As she looked at the colorful pictures, her mind went wild with ideas and fantasies. She recognized some of the words, but not all of them. It made her more determined to do even better at school. She wanted to be able to read whatever book she picked up. She wanted access to all the stories in the world. Still, she delighted in the new words she could read already. Life was too exciting for Hazel to think of anything bad.
"Hey, sweetie," a voice called out. "What are you reading?"
"I assure you, everything is going to be okay, Molly," Jennifer told her client. She often worked with struggling women who were dealing with tough situations, such as divorces or assaults. Molly was going through a nasty divorce, with a husband who had done everything he could to take the kids from her and make her life as difficult as he could possibly make it. She required more of Jennifer's time than most of her other clients did. Most of the time, Jennifer didn't mind. Right now, though,
"Your ex being involved in an affair is a good thing,"
Jennifer continued.
"It'll make him look bad and give you grounds for the divorce. It'll work in your favor. Mothers in general often get custody of their children. When an affair's involved, it's almost a slam dunk."
Molly sobbed on the phone, and Jennifer was sympathetic to her plight. She wanted to go to Molly at that moment, share a few drinks with her, and tell her in person everything would be okay.
to keep listening to this audiobook. I've left you a link in the description so you can do it, at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.